Coach, most obviously wasn't the result that you guys wanted. Of course, you guys were well familiar with them. I believe that was the fifth match of the season between you guys. How did this game kind of play out from that vantage point in terms of like, just knowing what to expect from them? Did they kind of throw anything away you guys?
No, I mean it was a similar game as ones we've played all year. Back and forth, and someone gets a lead, and then someone fights back and takes back over, and it's it's one of those back and forth games that we battled with those guys 5 times now. And, you get in these games and you have to have some things go your way. You got to knock down some shots, and unfortunately we weren't able to do that tonight. And we didn't have a lot of things really go our way. And credit to Fort Sumner, they hit a bunch of big shots in that game. So it's just one of those things where you're so familiar with somebody that wasn't anything new or anything different that either one of us really did. It's just a matter of who can get out on the court and get it done.
Obviously, 23 hit a ton of shots, like you kind of mentioned that as well. I mean, what did you kind of think about the defensive performance on
I thought we did a really good job in the first half, but they're especially in the first quarter. But there in the second quarter, second half, he kind of got going. He's a tough player. I mean, he's hurt us in every game we've played this year, and hats off to him for hitting those shots. And, defensively, I thought we did okay on him, but if we're contesting every shot he puts up, that was kind of our goal, and hopefully he's going to miss some of them, but some of those go in as well.
16-4 for you, Mason. All that. I mean, obviously you guys have rebounded with it, 41-33. Did a nice job in that regard and all that. What kind of was the game plan in terms of, just kind of being able to beat them in that regard?
Well, I mean, we always have an advantage size-wise against anybody we play. So, I mean, that was one of our main focuses that we had coming into the game was rebounding. We wanted to control the defensive boards and limit them to one shot, and then offensive boards, try to get a bunch of easy baskets. I felt like we did. I mean, we did a pretty good job in that regard, rebounding-wise, but we didn't keep them from hitting their first shot enough.
With the conclusion of tonight's game, the next chapter of your life begins. I think as some people know, you signed with Highlands to play football. You're wearing a T-shirt. So just talk about the next chapter of your life, now going to play football for Highlands, and what convinced you the Highlands was the best choice for you. And you have to choose between basketball and football and making that choice.
Yeah, well, either sport's a grind, and coming out there each day is definitely something that you're gonna have to get used to. But definitely, Highlands it's just a great school, great coaches, great atmosphere, and definitely my size for football as well.
Since you guys played like 6-man football, right?
Yes,
So to me, since playing 6-man football, do you think you're going to get an opportunity to play at the next level?
I honestly didn't. It's just hard for these 1A schools to get recognized, especially 6-man. But I feel like there's a lot of great talent out there, 6 and 8-man, that is overlooked, especially for colleges. There's a ton of good players out there.
I'll say, if you've seen him play basketball, he's got amazing footwork for a big kid. 6'5", 240. So, going on to play at the next level in football, he's going to be just fine.
What position you mean who you recruited for at Highlands?
Tight end.
Tight end.
Yes, sir.
Mason, how did you feel you did, and you and Hayden out there against Torres?
I feel like we did pretty good. I feel like we held our own. I knew if we at least tried to get him in foul trouble, we could have had an easier shot. I know we took some charges that game. That definitely helped us, taking some charges on him, just trying to get him into foul trouble. I don't think we did a bad job. I think we did a very good job holding him.
I don't know if you knew this, but Sumner shot 76% from the field in the fourth quarter. That probably doesn't surprise me.
I believe it.
6 for 6 from the free throw. So they started poorly, but they finished strong. Coach, you mentioned this, I believe, a few weeks ago, how you had to make a transition this year with some new players, to try to stay a strong team. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, we lost 5 seniors off of our championship team last year. We obviously had 3 All-State players coming back, but you know, it's going into the season when we got, especially deeper in the year, every team we played focused on those three guys. I mean, they would leave our other guards open, and you know, so it forced some other players to have to step up and make shots and play defense and contribute to get back to this game. I mean, we weren't the same team as we were last year. We had a lot more probably depth and experience coming into this game last year than we did this year. And so I think, you know, we had some young guys that stepped up and did a really good job. And a couple of seniors that didn't play as much last year that stepped into starting roles that had to really step up as players for us this year and contribute in big ways.
Speaking of stepping up, I see Ryland had 14 points. Damien had 9, which is a lot more than you usually get from those guys.
Yes, I mean, they both played well today. You know, Damien only being an 8th grader, you know, he hit some big shots and played with a lot of confidence. And then Ryland's been an amazing defender for his whole career, but you know, having him score some points is always a bonus in these type of games.
It just seemed like when you get that much contribution from kids you don't get, and you out rebound and you think you might win, but sometimes hot shooting.
Sometimes good offense beats good defense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the name of the game, you know. And it's, like I said, credit to them for playing a great offensive game.
Did they do anything to you defensively on their side, on their defensive side? It's guys you was pretty much the same.
No, it was pretty much the same as what they've been doing the last probably 3 times at least that we played. I didn't feel like there was anything different that they did to us. So, I mean, it was just a matter of us, you know, knocking down those open shots when they were leaving those guys. You know, when they're focusing on these big guys and leaving those other guards open. You know, we have to be able to knock some of those open shots down. So, we hit a few, but you know, just not enough.
Thanks so much,
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.